Hello guys, in today's video let's see how to solve quantitative amplitude question and answers, which is going to be very helpful for you in your CET, GRET and other UPSC examinations, because this is the most basic questions which I have taken for you to understand, for leading you for a complex problems. And this is the list of topics that I will be covering in this entire session. Okay, so let's get started. So this is our first question on how to solve the average amplitude. So let's look at the question. So what is the average of first 5 multiples of 12? So they have asked for first 5 multiples. So what is the first 5 multiples? That's 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 is your first 5 multiples. They've asked what is the average. So average means total numbers, the sum of numbers divided by the total numbers, that is your 5. So the multiples of 12 is nothing but into 12. So 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 is nothing but 15 by 5 into 12. So your final answer will be 36. 12 into 3, which is your option A. So now let's look at next question on how to solve numbers amplitude. Very simple. What is the difference in the place value of 5 in the numeral? So which means in 754853, we're going to find out the place values of 5 in this digit. Here the 5 is in tens place, and we have another 5 which is in 6, 7, 8, 50,000s place. So the place in which the 5 is next to 7 is 50,000. So we'll write it. And the place in which the 5 is there after the 8 is 50. The simple question here is they've asked for difference. Difference is nothing but subtraction. So 50,000 minus 50 is nothing but 4995, which is in your answer is B. So let's quickly go to the next question, which is the compound interest amplitude. So here, what is the compound interest on rupees 2,500 for 2 years at the rate of interest 4% per annum? So to solve this, we have a simple formula. We're using compound interest, which is A is equal to P into 1 plus R divided by 100 to the power of N. So here A is a total amount. So total amount is equal to principal plus interest. So to calculate interest, total amount minus principal amount, this is also a separate formula which you have to remember. P is nothing but the principal amount. So here the compound interest on rupee 2,500, on which the compound interest is nothing but 2,500. This is your your principal amount. Your principal amount here is nothing but 2,500 as mentioned in the question. And they even mentioned for 2 years. For 2 years in essence, a number of years, so it is 2. And the rate of interest per annum is nothing but your rate of interest, which is 4%. So using this formula, A is equal to P into 1 plus R divided by N, which we can write it as 2,500 into, so 1 plus R divided by 100 is nothing but your 4, which is converted into 4 by 100. Your 4% is converted by 4 by 100. It's very simple to understand. Into the power. This is the power to the power n. So your n is 2, which I will write it here. So this further calculation will result us in the number 2704. Okay, this will result us in the number 2704. So this is nothing but your total amount. This is nothing but your total amount, and they have asked us for compound interest. So your interest formula here, your compound interest formula is nothing but the total amount minus your principal amount, which is nothing but 2500. So when you subtract this, this is how you get a compound interest of amount 204. Sorry, we'll get the amount as 204 rupees, which is nothing but your B option. So you have to remember your compound interest formula. This is your compound interest on which is total amount minus principal amount, and your total amount formula, which is principal plus the interest. Principal plus your interest. Okay. So moving on to next question, which is the partnership aptitude, the most frequently asked, at least in many of your question banks, which is going to be a little bit tricky, but I'm going to make it very clear for you. So here, just let's understand the question first. Sohan, okay, started a business with capital of 80,000. So let's keep C1 as 80,000. After 6 months, Mohan joined as a partner by investing rupees 65,000. So this is Sohan, S1 ka Sohan. This is SC1 Sohan. And so capital of Mohan is C2, which is 65,000. Let's remember it this way. Okay. After 1 year, they earn a total profit of 20,000. So which means together they earned, that too after 1 year, they earned a total profit of 20,000. So what is the share of Sohan in profit? So they want to know what is this Sohan's share by calculating your profit. So this is a simple trick here to remember is that we have a formula to apply whenever we do partnership aptitude. Sorry, it's amplitude. So applying formula is nothing but I will write down the formula that will be very easy for you to understand, which is C2 into, this is into, which is into T2. I'll tell you what is C2 and T2 into P divided by C1 T1 plus C2 T2. Okay, C2 T2. Now here's your C1 is your 80,000. C2 is your 65,000. Your T1 here I'm calculating as the time, which I said it was for time. So here after 6 months, so T1 is equal to 6 and your T2 is equal to 12. How? Because 1 year makes 12 months. Am I correct? So this is your formula for C2 T2. When you apply this formula, C2 into T2, your P here is nothing but your profit, which is 20,000. So when you put all of the calculations together, you should approximately get the value of option B, which is 5777.2. when you easily substitute this. Okay, this is the most important problem on ages, which they ask in most frequent of MCQs, mostly asked not of the same problem but of different types. So let's look at the question. Her mother is twice as old as her son, and if 20 years ago the age of the mother was 10 times the age of the son, what is the present age of the mother? So mother. So we here consider the mother to be M and son to be S. Okay. So let's make this clear. So if 20 years ago, so which means let's take if 20 years ago, so which means M minus 20 years ago. Similarly for the sun, because sun, it was 10 times the age of the sun. So sun also minus 20. Here let's form a crucial equation first on how this can be formed. So mother minus 20, which is 20 years ago, is equal to 10 times. So this is equal to 10 times the age of the sun. So sun was also minus 20, S minus 20 years ago that time. So using the second part of our question, that if 20 years ago, it was 20 years ago, the age of the mother was 10 times the age of the son. So we formed an equation, and our second equation is, uh, let me write it more little clearly. So the second equation is here. A mother is twice as old as her son. We should never miss that. Mother is twice the old as her son. So here we can substitute using these two equations. We can substitute m is equal to 2s. So which means wherever m is there. So 2s minus 20 is equal to 10s minus 20. Simple. So when we calculate this, we get mother's age, son, which is s, which is remaining, right? So s is nothing but we get 2.5 when we calculate. I'm not doing the calculation part, it's going to consume a lot of time. I'm just leaving it on you. So when you calculate, you will get son's age as 2.5. But here, mother is twice as old as her son. So when you calculate, putting this answer into this equation, which is 2 into 22.5, you will get 45. You get 45.0, something like that. So it's 45. So your mother's age 25 years ago was 45. Simple equation can be solved using simple, like the equation is in the question itself. We just have to think. Come to calculate the simple calendar amplitude question, which is also very important in our MCQs. So let's look at it. If January 1, 1996 was Monday, what day of the week was January 1, 1997? So when this type of question arises, you don't have to freak out like, oh my god, I don't know what day of the week was January 1, 1997. No, not necessary. So in simple way, what we can do here is 1996. Let's check if it is a leap year, because that is the first and foremost thing that we need to do in our calendar amplitude problem. 1996. Yes, when we divide by 4, it is definitely a leap year. So it's definitely a leap year. So this way, since it is a leap year, always remember the year will have year with 2 odds, which means it will have 2 odd days. Okay. So now as per the question, they have only given the first day of the year 1996 was a Monday. So the first day of the year 1997 must be 2 days after Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So your answer is Wednesday. Very simple. Now let's look at on our next question, that is boats and streams amplitude. This is also one of the important aspects. Like most of the amplitudes are important, but the main important ones compulsory gonna be in your question paper are the ones which I'm marking in star for you to learn. So let's start. The speed of the boat in still water is 5 kilometer per hour. Pi, yeah. With the speed of the boat against the stream. So against, in the sense, it is speed upstream. Against, which means you have to understand that it is against, which is going upstream. What is the speed of the stream? So to calculate upstream speed, we have a formula called as speed of the boat minus speed of the stream. So speed of the boat is nothing but your 5 sorry, it's not speed of the boat. The speed of the upstream over here is nothing but 3 kilometer, and the speed of the boat is 5 kilometers. So they have asked what is the speed of the stream. This will be x. So in simple formula, when you calculate 3 is equal to 5 minus x, you will get x is equal to 2 kilometers per hour. You don't have to change kilometer per hour because in the options you have already given. The answer is B, kilometer per hour, kilometer per hour. If this was in meter per hour, then we had to calculate dividing by meter, that is 1000 divided by 24, and we had to calculate it. Okay, let's go to our next question. Clock's amplitude. Yes, this is also a very interesting problem. How many times the hands of a clock coincide in a day? So this is a little bit tricky to understand, but still it's gonna give you a lot of mess. So just let's understand this. How many times a hand of a clock? So suppose, for example, I'm drawing a clock. It's not that neat, but it's okay. So assuming this is a clock which I'm going to draw. So this is your 12-hour format clock. I'm not drawing 24-hour, I'm drawing 12-hour format clock. So coincide in a day in the sense, suppose this is 11 and your hands in the clock will be 11:1, for example. This is 1 o'clock. So at the same time, this is the bigger needle, and this is going to be your smaller needle. You call small hand the big hand. So this is 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock can also be 11:10. So in such way, how many times the hand of a clock coincide in a day? So here hands of a clock coincide only once between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, for example. So in every 12 hours, the hands of the clock will coincide for 11 times. Okay? Can you see how it's 11 times? Therefore, so 11 in one 12-hour format plus, we are excluding these because 12 will not come into consideration. Okay, so that way it is 12 minus 1, which is 11, for example, in every cases. Therefore 11 plus 11, which is in the 24 hours, so which is in a day. So how many times a day, which means a day is having 24 hours, so 11 plus 11 is nothing but 22. Therefore your answer is B, 22. It's very simple to understand. Now let's quickly solve this height and distance amplitude problem, which is also very important, which you get it in different patterns and types. So let's see. Two ships are sailing the sea alongside of a lighthouse. Okay, so let's assume this is a right angle triangle, by just let's assume, and we have a lighthouse. Okay, here the angle of elevation on top of the lighthouse observed from the ships are 30 degree and 45 degree. So if the lighthouse is 100 meter high, find the distance between the ships. So two ships are sailing on the sides of a lighthouse. So let's assume this is the sides of the triangle, which I'll keep it, this lighthouse I will keep it as 100 meters high, which is A, and this is B. My lighthouse on the either side of the ship which is sailing is C and D. So this is 100 meters. Okay. The angles of elevation on top of the lighthouse observed is 30 and 45. So let's assume this is 30. Okay, and this side of the elevation which is 45. So if the lighthouse is 100 meters high, find the distance between the two ships. So distance between the two ships is your C and D. So your CD formula, or you can just by looking at the image you can tell that it is CA plus AD. CA plus AD. So now how do you calculate the CA plus AD? So let's take AB is equal to 100. This is one part of the one part where we have to remember, and AB is equal to 100 meter is your one part where we have to remember. And if you look at the diagram here, angle angle ACB, okay, angle ACB is nothing but your AB by AC. AB by AC, which is equal to tan 30. So here tan 30 over here is nothing but 1 by 3. So AB by AC is equal to 1 by root 3. Your AC, because we want to find the value of CA and AC both are the same. So we want to find the value of AC. AC is nothing but AB root 3. So we'll similarly take for angle ADB, where it is AB by AD is equal to same, it is tan 45 degrees. So here tan 45 is nothing but 1, and also here AB value is 100. So therefore in AC also your equation is 100 root 3, while your AD is equal to AB equal to 100 meters. Okay, so now if you apply this CD equal to, because we want to find the distance between the two ships, which is over here CD, we have to find the distance between these two ships, this distance. So your CD, we got the answer for AC, which is 100 root 3, and we also got the answer for AD, which is 100 meters. So if you add them, you get 157.0 meters. So final. So here we have a next problem which is very simple. It's asking percentage amplitude. This is one of the simplest problem. What is 40% of 28? Very simple. It's 40 by 100 into 280. So when you calculate this, you get 112, which is very simple to find. So let's go with the next question, that is pipes and crystals. Here your crystals is nothing but a tank for storing water. The place where you store water is called crystals. It's also called as tank. Okay, this is also an important question. Most part of the questions are of this type too. So let's see. Now, a pipe can fill a tank, that's your crystals, in 6 hours. Another pipe can empty the tank in 12 hours. If both the pipes are open at the same time, the tank. So this, let's imagine a tank. Okay. So a pipe example can fill the tank in 6 hours, and another pipe can empty the tank in 12 hours. Okay. Now if both the pipes, now suppose for example, if both the pipes are open at the same time, if both the pipes are open at the same time, the tank can be filled in. So this is how much. Okay. So let's see how we calculate this. So now let's take the part where we need to fill the tank is nothing but time taken, like that means you can fill, which is 1 by 6 minus to empty, this is empty, so which is 1 by 12. Okay, so when you calculate 1 by 6 by 1 by 12, you will result in 1 by 12. So this is your time taken, 12 hours is your total time taken to fill the tank. The next question, which is your profit and loss amplitude. This is asked in most of the question paper modules. Let's see. A shopkeeper sold an article for 2,500. If the cost price of the article is 20, so find the profit percent. If no one asks what is the profit, they even ask what is profit percent. So profit percent formula here I have written, which is nothing but profit by the cost price into 100. So profit by the cost price. So how do you find this profit when profit percentage is given? So here cost price, that is CP, is your 2000 and the selling price is nothing but 2500. So profit, we have another formula for profit, which is selling price minus the cost price. So when you subtract 2500 minus 2000, you get 500 as your answer, which is nothing but your profit. So now you can calculate profit, which is 500 into 100 divided by your cost price, which is 2000. So you get the final answer as 25%. They have asked for profit percent, therefore it is 25%. So now let's quickly look at the next question, which is speed, time and distance amplitude. This is also most important and very nice. Okay. A running man crosses a bridge a length of 500 meters in 4 minutes. So what's the speed? So if you check at your options, your meters and minutes are being converted to kilometers per second. So we need to convert this also, your answers, into kilometers per second. So the formula for speed is nothing but distance by time. So your distance is your 500 meters and your time is 4 minutes. Your minutes should be converted because into 1 second, so it's into 60. If you calculate this 500, you get 25 by 12, meter per second, because we have not calculated this meters. So meter, to convert meter to kilometer, it is 18 by 5. So more simpler terms, it is 25 by 12 into 18 by 5 will result you in 7.5 kilometer per seconds. It's not hour, it is seconds. Remember, to convert kilometer per hour, it is 18 by 5, and here we're converting minutes to seconds, so you're multiplying. So let's go to the next question now. Okay, this is also the same as your simple interest question which we have been solved, but let's see how to solve this one as well. In how many years the simple interest on rupees 6,000 at 10% rate of simple interest will become 1,800? So the reason why I picked up this question is for you to understand the difference between the principal and the difference between the simple interest and the principal that they have asked here, applying this formula. So how are you guys gonna find out? So I'll tell you how to find out the PTR. So they have asked here, in how many years the simple interest on 6,500, so which means this is not, they have not mentioned that this is your simple interest, so which means your principal amount will be 6,000 rupees, 6,000, and your rate of interest, that is your R, which is already divided by 100, is 10 by 100, and your simple interest, so in how many years, which means they're asking the value of time in how many years. Okay, so your simple interest here, your SI, or your simple interest or your interest, is nothing but 1,800. This is 1,800. So applying this formula, that is your simple interest is nothing but 1,800 equals your interest. We have to find out your time. So your principal amount is 6,000 into 10 into time by 100. Okay, so I'll leave the complete calculation part to you guys. It's very simple. The answer is 3 months. Okay, so now let's look on to the next question, which is based on problem on trains and amplitude. This is also a very important question which is asked on most common cases. So let's see how to calculate problem on trains. This is a very simple question I have also taken. Let's see. A train moving at a speed of 80 km per hour. So I have been told you that you have to check if there is kilometer per hour, and also with your options. If it does not match, then you have to convert it. You have to convert your kilometer. If you want to convert your kilometer per hour to meters, always remember you have to multiply your kilometer per hour into 5 by 18, and it is the vice versa for meters. Okay, it's a vice versa, which means it is 18 by 5. You have to remember this, which will help you crack in most of your amplitude questions. So let's see what is, so the train moving at a speed of 80 km per hour crosses a pole in 7 seconds. So find the length. So here we have a formula which says speed is equal to distance by time. I will simply remember this by speed is equal to distance by time. So the speed is already given as 80 km per hour, So you will convert it directly. 5 by 18 is equal to your distance. So find the length. The length itself is your distance. So we have to find d divided by your time is nothing but 7 seconds. But remember, this kilometer per hour, which converts to meter to convert your answers. So when you simplify this kilometer per hour, you will get 175 meters when you calculate. I'm leaving the calculation part to you guys to do it for you to understand, which is your option C. Okay, is that clear? Yeah, let's go to the next question. Okay, this is time and work question. Okay, so this is very easy, very simple to understand. You just whenever you see similar problems like this, just always remember the similar explanation that I'm going to teach you. Okay, so let's see. All usually time and work consist of two people, that will be A and B. So you have to, it's in most of the cases that they will be A and B. You don't have to forget that. So the simplest method to solve this is, let's look at the question. A worker A completes a task in 8 days. Okay. And a worker B completes the same task in 10 days. So if both A and B work together, in how many days they will complete the task? So they have asked in how many days they're going to complete the task if A and B work together. So let's see. If A completes a task in 8 days, so this is A and this will be B. So A completes the task in 8 days. So let's take it as 1 by 8. Because what is if both A and B complete together? So let's take it that way. Okay, for A and for B. So, and worker B completes the same task in 10 days. So let it be 1 by 10. Here they have given a simple, most of the answers when you look at maths, the answers and the equations will be in the question itself. That's the biggest trick. So they have told if both A and B, so and is your plus. So if both A and B work together, in how many days they'll complete the task? The simple equation lies in this 1 by 8 plus 1 by 10. When you simplify this, you will get 9 by 40. It's very simple. So you can just, since we have taken as 1 by 8 plus 1 by 10 to find the fraction method, and how many days does worker A plus worker B complete the task, you can simply reverse this when you find the final answer, which is nothing but 40 by 9 is your option B. So alligation and mixture amplitude. A 60-liter mixture of milk, okay, a 60-liter mixture of milk and water contains 10% water. So let's assume a container, okay, and it has 60%. So I will tell this is 60 liter of milk, okay, and the water contains 10% water. So 60 liter means total the 60 liter and there is some 10% of water. Okay, this 10% is water. I will erase this 60 liter, okay, and I will make sure that the entire thing is 60 liter. Okay, now how much water must be added to make it 20%? So how much water should be added to make it 20%? So this is what they have asked. So this is what they have asked. They have asked how much. So let's consider here the mixture has 10% water. Okay, so the milk would be 90% of 60% because it is, if out of 100% it is 90% of 60%, correct? So your milk would be 90 divided by 190% into 60, your 60 liters. Okay, so when your milk would be 54 liters. Okay, now therefore your water, we are considering the water ratio again. If the water will be, how much the water will be, I'm telling totally, this is 60 is to 54. So when you calculate 60 is to 54 out of 60 liters, when you are taking 54 liters of milk, it will be 6 liters. It's a simple division method which I am doing here. Okay, for 60, not division method, for 54, like 60 minus 54, how many you are going to remain, how many water we can add, that's your 6 liters. Okay, now the water to be added, let the water to be added be x. I'm writing in short forms. Let the water be x. So you have to add this. Out of 60 we found that 54 is your milk and the remaining is 6 liters, but this is not the end. Okay, because we have to find the accurate, you don't have the 6 in the options, we have to find accurate. So let the water be x. Now when you conclude the ratio, it is 6 plus x, because we are not sure, we have to add the how many percent of 20% of water is added. They have asked how much of water must be added to make the water 20% in the mixture. So we're adding 6 plus x by 60 plus x. We're all calculating in liters into 100. Now we'll take the total, because we have to calculate even the total 100%, we have to calculate, right? Okay, which is equal to your 20 liters, because we have to add. Getting? So when you simplify this equation, 6 plus x divided by 60 plus x, which is equal to 1 by 5, when you simplify this x equation, you get x value to be 7.5 liters. This is your option B. Okay, understood? Here we are actually taking 90% out of 100, 90% into the 60 liters to check how much is the milk liter, which is 54 liters we have got as the answer. So therefore the water for 54, which means 54 is your liters of milk. So when you, out of 60% of milk, 60 liters of milk, when you subtract 54, it is 60 L. Here when we take the water as x, when we consider W water is equal to x, 6 plus, because you have to add. So 6 plus, how much of water must be added to make the mixture 20%, correct? So that is why the answer what we have got, 6 plus x divided by 60 plus x into 100 of the total, which is your 20%. When you calculate that, you get 7.5 liters as your answer. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, this is your surds and indices. Sorry. So the question might be like, okay, fine, oh my god, what am I going to do, how am I going to solve? But the answer is very, very simple. Your 5, when it is 1 by 4 into, when it is 125 by 0.25, okay, your phi 1 by 4 into your 125 can be written as 5 to the power 3, am I correct? Whole square, and your 0.25 can be written as 1 by 4. Okay. Similarly, it's very simple. 5 into 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4, which is nothing but 5. So your answer is 5. It's very simple. Okay. So next is your HCF and LCF amplitude. So here they ask what is the HCF of 1094. This is also very simple. They're asking the highest common factors of these two degrees. Just simply divide them to save time. 1095 divided by 1168. Okay, so when you divide this, we can divide it by 1095. So when you subtract this, you get 73. Okay, so 73 can, again, when we take 73 and divide it by 1095, your closest number is your 15. 73 15s are, which is nothing but, oh, sorry, it's not 15. We can take it slowly. 73 ones are 73. When you divide, you get 365. And your 73 5s are 365, which is 0. Henceforth, your highest common factor is 73, which you already got. Okay. Next question is your area. This is also very simple. They have asked what is the area of triangle with the base and height. So you know the area of triangle is half into base into height. I'm leaving this part to you people to solve, because area of triangle is half into base into height, which is a formula. You have height 10 meters, base 5 meters, so it is 1 by 2 into 5 into 10, which is nothing but your C option. It's very easy. Okay, so next is your ratio and proportion. Let's see how to solve this ratio and proportion too. This is also most important. They'll ask in most cases. A is to B is to C is in ratio 2 is to 3 is to 5. Now, how much money will C get out of 1260? So let's go to directly to C. I'm not bothering about A, B, C. We'll go directly to C. Okay, C share. What is the C share? How much money will C get out of 1260? So C's ratio is 5. And when you subtract, when you add 3 plus 2 plus 5, you get 10 into 1260. Very simple. There's no formula, nothing for this. Simple ratio, because they have asked how much money will C get. We only want how much will C get. So when you subtract this, you get 630 as the answer. 630 as the answer, which is not in your category, therefore it is none of the above. Let's come to races and games amplitude. This is also mostly asked in most of your papers, but in a more tricky way. So let's see a simple method on how to solve this. In a kilometer race, okay, A beats B by 40 meters or by 5 seconds. What is the time taken by A over the course? So if this is a race, okay, A, and this is B. So suppose 40 meters is your B, okay. A beats B So your A is beating B by 14 meters and by B by 5 seconds. Okay, this is what you have to understand diagrammatically. So if A runs, suppose the total is 1000 meters, which means 1 kilometer is 1000 meters. If total, okay, so if A is run by 1000 meters, that means B will be 1000 minus 40, because A has because here I suppose I did for A has bet, which means A crossed B by 40 meters, but we don't know which, in how many, what is the time taken by A over the course. Okay, that is why here we're taking 1000 minus 40 to find the B course, which means to find the distance, so which means it is 960. Okay, sorry. So the simple thing to understand here is the very simple thing to understand in this case is, if time taken by B, A beats B by 40 meters or by 5 seconds, which means 40 meters by 5 seconds. Okay, then this 960 which we found out beats by how many? Therefore you do the cross multiplication, okay, which is x or question mark is equal to 5 by 40 into 960, which is equal to 120 seconds, which we have got in 120 seconds. But if you look at our options, they are in minutes. So converting seconds to minutes is dividing by 60, which is nothing but 2 minutes. So your answer is option B. Okay. Now next is your probability amplitude. Is always asked. It's not like they have missed this. This is definitely a question. Definite question. Okay. I've taken a simple problem using the formula, which means P of E is equal to total number of favorable outcomes by total number of outcomes. So how are we going to solve this? So let's see. What's the probability of getting an even number when a dice is rolled? So a dice, if you take a dice as S, suppose I take S as dice, if it is rolled, dice has how many sides or how many digits? So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So it has 6 sides. Okay, so it has 1 dot, 2 dot, like that way. So what's the probability of getting an even number? So even number I will write as E. Okay, how many times even number you can get? 1, 2 and 3. So 3 is your even number here. So simple. Using this formula, probability of getting an even number, what is the probability, okay, of getting an even number? This is your formula, total number of favorable outcomes by total number of outcomes. So total number of favorable outcomes is what is your favorable, how many numbers of your even digits have been formed, that is your 3, and total number of outcomes is your 6, which is nothing but 1 by 2. That's it. Simple method, solve in simple steps, which is your option B. Okay. This next question is your volume and surface area amplitude. This is also very easy. You can just see on how in most simplification way we can solve. So here they are given the surface area of a cube. So what is the surface area formula? What is the surface area formula? 6a square is your surface area formula. Okay. So surface area of a cube, this is for cube. Okay. Of a cube is 600 centimeters square. So they have asked the length of a diagonal. So if your cube is this way, don't mind the diagram. There was what is a diagonal? Can be any diagonal from here to here, just in a three-dimensional way. Any diagram. So what is the diagonal length? What is the length of a diagonal? So what is the diagonal formula? Diagonal of a cube. Diagonal of a cube is root 3a. This formula is a must and should remember to crack simple exams. Okay, now let's see. Surface area formula. Surface area of cube is 60. So when you take this formula, surface area they've already given, which is 600 centimeter. So 600 is equal to 6a square. Here a is your length. So there was the length. So let's find out the length first. Not the diagonal, but of the surface area. So when you calculate this, you get a square is equal to 100. Okay. Taking the diagonal, this is also can be written as a is equal to root 100, which is nothing but 10. A is equal to 10. Now using this diagonal formula over here, diagonal of a length of a diagonal of a cube formula is root 3a. Okay. So diagonal of a cube is equal to root 3 into 10, which is nothing but 10 root 3. It's there in your option, which is your option C. 10 root 3 centimeter, because you're not converted in any way, so it is 10 root 3 centimeter. So your option C. Let's go to next question. Oh, so what is the decimal fraction amplitude? Okay, find the missing term of the given expression. This is also a very simple maths calculation, like how is, if you have to find the value of x, similar to that, which means your this equation will become 18.384. Okay, sorry. 18.834 plus 818.34 minus 618.43 equal to your question mark. So when you simplify this, you get answer B. Okay, we can start with another simplification amplitude. The moment you see this type of questions, just simply don't go to multiply 14 into 14 and 7 into 7. How much is it? It's going to be a lot of time consuming. Simplest way to solve this, because it's going to be really hell. So it's 2 square. I'm just going to continuation. 14 can be written as 2 square into, sorry, I've been writing minus. It's 2 square into 7 square, because when using the fractions method, it is 7 2s are 14 whole square, correct? Minus 7 square into 2 divided by 7 into 4. Okay, so when you take common in the first place, 2 minus 1 common, when you take, it is 2 into 7 square by 7 into 4. So this way you can simplify and go on, which is 2 into 7 square by 7 into 2 square, which is nothing but 7 by 2. 7 by 2 is nothing but this is a fraction, so your answer is none of these. Okay, now let's see how to do the chain rule amplitude. If 15 men can reap the crop of a field in 28 days, and so in how many days is your question mark? Will 5 men reap it? So if 15 men can reap a crop in 28 days, so how many days will 5 men reap it? So don't go by just blindly giving 15 men is to 28 days and the 5 men as to how many days, and you get the answer as 9.33, which is already there, but that is not the way, because this is chain rule problem. See, 15 men can reap the crop of field in 28 days. So how many days will 5 men reap it? But this is not the way which you can solve. You have to do, I'll teach you, most of the people might do get confused and you might think, yes, I've got the answer, but no. I'll show you how to solve this problem. So 15 men, let's take about men. Okay, 15 men will reap the crop in 28 days. Always remember, when there's chain rule or work or anything, just always take it by inversing your digits, that is 1 by 28, because that is how you get the accurate answer. Okay, and 5 men in, let's take it as, this is for 1 by 28 days, but this, let's take this as x. Okay, so here we can write it as 5 by 15 equals to 28 by x. This is like a ratio. I'm solving this like a ratio. Okay, so when you simplify this x, you get x is equal to 84 days, and your answer will be C. So always remember, you have to inverse it. Don't blindly do it like 15 is for 28 days, and for 5 it is how much. So I'm going to do the butterfly multiplication, and I'm going to get the answer as 9.33. You also have an option, but that is not the correct, this is not the correct way to solve this problem. Okay, let's go to the next question. Oh, logarithm amplitude. So what, find the logarithm of 1 by 256 to the base 2 root 2. So this is a little bit tricky, but it's also easy. So let's see. Log root 2 root 2 of 1 by 256 is how they have asked, equals to x. We'll keep this whole term as x, the complete term, log, whatever we're taking, log 2 root 2, this is 2 root 2 of 1 by 256, which is x. We have to find the log value. Okay, so we also have to remember the formula. Log a of y is equal to x, which is similar to a to the power x, which is equal to y. So we can write this as 1 by 256, which is equal to 2 root 2 whole x. Okay, we can also write it like this, or we can write it as 2 root 2x, which is equal to 1 by 2 to the power 8, which is 2 root 6. 256 can also be written as 2 to the power 8, or if that, this can also be written as I'm just giving you the options like how 2 root 2 can be written. It can be written as 2 to the power 1 into 2 to the power 2 of root is nothing but half. So half whole of x. You can write it this way too. Okay. And your 1 by 2 to the power 8 will become 2 minus 8 when you simplify. Or sorry, it's not minus. 2 to the power 8, which is equal to the power, right? So it will be, when you add the powers, it will be root. I mean, when you add the powers, when you add this 1 plus 1 by 2 and be 2 plus 1, which is 3 by 2. So 3 by 2 can also be written as 3 of x by 2. You can even write it this way. Okay. And your 3 to the power x will come like this automatically, 3 to the power x by 2, which is equal to minus 8. This is minus 8. It's coming on the top, right? It's minus 8. Cancel these two. Cancel the two values. And your x, your final x value will be minus 16 by 3. Okay. Your final x value will be 16 by 3. 1 by 2 power 8 can also be written as 2 to the power minus 8. Okay, this is nothing but your minus, right? Minus, so it is option C. So we've got next question. Square roots and cube roots of x. So how will you solve the cube root when they have given root? Simple. First just solve these two zeros. So when you solve these two zeros, you get root question mark, which is equal to 14. Okay, so now question mark is equal to root 14. Now root 14, sorry, it's not root 14, it is square, because the root is traveling on the other way around. So it is 14. 14 square. 14 square is nothing but 196. Okay, now next question. Problems on numbers amplitude. If 30% of certain number is 126, so what is the number? If 30% of a certain number, so let the number be x. So whatever number we are gonna take, let it be x. So 30%, 30 by 100 of that number x is nothing but 12.6. This is your equation. Your question itself is framing you and equations for you to solve. So when you solve x, your x will be 42. I'm just leaving the solving part to you because it's very, very easy. Okay. Next, odd man out series. So we have a complete series which is 2, 5, 9, 19 and 37. So if you just clearly observe, one series is not related, one number is not even related to the other number. So how will you solve in this kind of cases? Simple. Just check if it is multiples of 2, how you get the value of 5. So 2 plus 2 or minus 2. So when you do 2 into 2, you get 2 2s are 4 plus 1, which is nothing but 5. So can I do the same way for 5 when I get 9? So 5 into 2 plus 1. Sorry, it's not plus 1, it's minus 1. This is getting subtracted now. 5 into 2 minus 1, which is 9. So what about 9? 9 into 2, 9 2s are 18 plus 1, it's 19. And what about 37? So 37, so not 37, it's 19. So 19 into 2 minus 1, which will get 36, minus 1, which is 37. So it's the series is coming this way. So how do you do the next number, which is the complete the series I have asked, so which means the next number. So 37 into 2 plus 1, which is nothing but 75. You get 74 plus 1 is 75 is your answer. Okay, next question. Algebraic expressions amplitude. So how are you going to solve this? This is also very easy, it's not difficult. They have given if x square plus 1 by x square is 34, so what is x plus 1 by x equal to? When this type of questions are given, simply take an equation x square plus 1 by x square is equal to 32, so it is equal to 34. I will be adding plus 2 LHS plus RHS. You have to calculate the equation in such a way that you add something so that x plus 1 by x is equal to what will be your solution. So when you this formula, I wanted to add plus 2 according to a plus b whole square formula, so that a plus b whole square, when I am calculating, I might get this in the form of a plus b. A plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Okay, so this, when I'm adding this, when I'm solving this equation, I'm getting plus 6 and minus 6 as the answers. So a plus b whole square, that is x plus 1 by x whole square, I'm getting the answer as 36. So my x plus 1 by x will be plus 6 and minus 6. The answer is none of the above. Okay.